So in this video, we're just going to have a look at how the scene looks so far. And when I say scene, I mean the two scenes. The first scene that we did in the previous part of the course, and here it is partially rendered out. We've got the buoy and the dolphin and the rock with the water movement, and also the tug coming across with the smoke. So that's partially rendered out. When I say partially, there's no effects applied to it, which we'll come back and do. And then we'll move into the second scene, which we're currently busy with now. And I've put it together and just done a rough render. The sea here, as you can see, isn't finished. And obviously there's no special effects on this one bar the smoke from the fishing boat. So if we just stop it here and have a look at what still needs to be done. We've created the seagulls in the previous chapters, and we need to just put them into the scene. They're going to be flying around this fishing boat and diving into the water, so that needs to be added with all the splashes that go with them, etc., etc. That's already been animated, and we just have to add that to the scenes, which is pretty easy. There's a bit of the smoke on the right needs a bit of work. I can see it's become detached. I like the way that we're getting the sense of almost 3D as we track the camera in here. That's working pretty well. And then here, if we stop it, here's a railway bridge. It actually looks like an old Roman aqueduct, which it could be, but I initially had it as a railway bridge, so we're going to have a train crossing that. That'll be simple enough to animate. Maybe an old train with some steam. And then if we just carry on, we're passing the fishing boat here. And if we stop it here, this is just before we go into the harbor. I want to add these drawbridges here. We're going to have a pair of drawbridges that are rising as the boat comes in. We'll have some traffic lights or traffic signals on either side, left and right. And obviously we'll have some traffic, some vans and some cars full of people left and right. We can also have some pedestrians. I'm thinking of dropping my painter character in there. We can have some scooters and bikes and trucks and a variety of traffic. Also, we want to work on the buildings that we've created here, give them some shadow and some detail or a little bit of weathering, etc. We can drop people in the windows and these apartment blocks to the right here. We also can have the sea moving and lapping up against the sea walls here and crashing on the rocks, or at least swells going up and down. So that we want to do, and it's looking a bit sparse on the right here, so I might come and add some trees, some foliage, and then if we just move in a little bit more, we can see it's breaking up a little bit in the houses at the top right there. That needs adjusting. And then if we stop it here, coming into the actual harbor, we can have some tires on the harbor walls, and they'll be hanging from some bollards, which we'll add up on the top of the harbor walls here. We can drop a guy fishing here, maybe a boy fishing in the harbor with his legs hanging over, and perhaps some characters on the other side. A guy standing, maybe he's also fishing. And of course the swell, again, lapping up and down on the walls here. That's going to be very cool to animate. Looking forward to that part. And then if we just track on further deep into the harbor towards the warehouses and stop here, we're going to have the end of a boat here, the back end, and maybe the front end of a boat here. We can use the boats that we've created and cannibalize them and create new boats out of that to speed that up. We can have some seals on the walls here. I'm thinking of having a boy and his father here, or maybe his grandfather, holding hands, looking at the boats coming in, and the boy's got a little dog, just sketching out the father here or the grandfather, and also a ball which is going to fall into the water and is going to become part of the mini story of the scene. Just add some flags and details to these boats. As I say, we're going to create these boats hopefully quickly with some cannibalization of the boats we've already created for the scene and the previous scene, a bollard, and tie the boats up. And then on these warehouses there's cranes that come out the top. We're going to put some cranes coming out the top, and maybe just their ropes, they're not working perhaps, and they'll be slightly angled to show the depth, the perception. Maybe this one here or one of them can be lifting some goods, and the guy here maybe directing it. So we're going to populate the end of the scene quite nicely. Maybe this guy is carrying something, maybe the painter again, or a new character carrying some wood or something like that. And we can also work on the finishes of these warehouses, just drop in some more detailing, scrub them up and dirty them, maybe add a lot more detail here. And of course, we'll have some swell. The boats will be going up and down slowly as the swell goes up and down slowly, some ripples, etc. And then what's going to happen is this boy is accidentally going to knock the ball into the water, and the seal here is going to dive into the water and then go and get the ball. And that will be probably the end of the scene. We might, after this, take the camera up, zoom up, and then do a fly through under the arches. I think that would be probably a very nice way to finish this. So that's what we're looking at for the rest of the scene. And then what we'll do ultimately is put these two scenes together, the first one and the second one, after we've done all the special effects and rendered them out, etc. We'll put them together, add sound effects, and really make the thing come alive. Oh, also in this last bit here, we can also have seagulls, and there's some other birds that we're going to drop in the background to fly in front of the houses, etc. So very cool. I'm really looking forward to getting this scene to the finished stages. I think this is going to be so cool. Okay, so that's given you a very good idea of what we're doing in the course. This is where we're at right now. There's a lot more work that has to be done, but I think it's really going to look good, and I'm so excited for this. And hopefully if you join the course or you've already joined, you'll be pretty excited by what's to come here. So thanks very much for joining me. Thanks for joining my animation channel. Please drop in again. As usual, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my emailing list if you'd like to see what's going on in the channel. And finally, thanks very much for dropping in. Happy animating out there, and I'll see you again soon. All the best. Bye.